I've lived here decades. They've never affected us before. I don't understand what's been going on the last few months.
So the ones that came through a couple of weeks ago,
Yeah.
they just walked straight through. They didn't, like, they weren't looking for anything in the village.
Not that we saw. I mean, they crushed our well. We thought they were trying to, make it so we couldn't drink water. We've been boiling ever more water. Ugh, disgusting. You know what is in that water? It's gross. He looks to Stig. You'd probably do, but the rest of you, no offense.
Oh yeah, you got bugs and
yeah, slimy things
and algae. Yeah,
worms.
it's great.
Everything's green colored. It's gross. No offense. I mean, I don't mean any offense to you, green guy.
No offense, soft skin.
All right. Just at that point, you see Melton. Are you still in disguise?
Absolutely.
All right. So you see a Zentarum walk up and he goes, I gotta go. And he immediately starts to kind of walk away with his head down. You guys see a solo Zentarum walking up.
Yeah, I don't like the fact that the Zentarum have taken over this town like this. Everybody seems afraid of them.
Oh, I agree.
I got the book. We gotta go.
Oh. All right. So let's gather everything up and...
All right. And you guys are going to head out of town or to the north? You're going to head back the way you came?
Did we get the well at a place where...
Oh, the well's is definitely there. It only took about 10-15 minutes. It didn't take that long at all.
Probably head north, because that's what we told them, and then we can double back or something. I don't know. Do something. Hide it. Hide the wagon or something.
Okay, yeah. Let's go ahead and
Okay.
do that.
So you all head north, kind of around a bunch of bends and whatnot. Finally get to a point where you feel like things couldn't be seen. You do see that the road definitely is less traveled as you continue farther north. And it becomes pretty much almost like a cart path at one point. Go ahead and give me a survival for hiding that, if you don't mind.
Really?
I'll have Stig help, since Stig knows swamps.
Sure, have
So,
Stig do his
advantage.
first. Yeah. I think Stig has to do his first, and if it's above 10, he gets advantage. I think that's how it works, but maybe I'm wrong. Perfect. Yeah, go ahead and roll with advantage. Nice. So you guys find a nice place to put that in, and you kind of blend it in quite well. Standing from the road, you can't even tell that the wagon's there.
Okay, so let's see what's in this book, Melton.
Yep. Open it up and start reading it and
All
see
right.
if I could decipher anything out of it.
Yeah, so as you open up the book, you see that it talks about the Obeth Thornsteel. He's the mercenary leader there. You do see that they were dispatched from Yartar, and they were dispatched up to the village to offer protection. However, you see a letter that's in there from the Zentarum. However, the real plan is for them to, they see an opportunity to use this to search for the tomb, the lost tomb, for gold and whatnot. You can see in the notes that he's pretty frustrated. He's interviewed everybody in the town, and he's now interviewing them a second time, trying to find out information from the tomb and where it's hidden. And he's gotten little bits and pieces and whatnot, but you see scratchings that kind of scratch off little things every once in a while. And you can see daily he asks about 4 or 5 people. He also talks in the book that they have the 12 mercenaries that have come with them, and he has the name of each one, and kind of a little bit of about their family and whatnot. You don't know if that's just general information or if he uses that to encourage them to look for things or whatnot. And you also see that he's looked pretty much from south of Mornbryn Shield, southeast or southwest, all the way up to the north, directly north at this point, and it looks like he's looking in the north now. There's also comments that there's been no giants through, and he feels that giants were probably passing through, and there's really no threat, but he needs to keep up the facade that there is until they figure out what's going on.
Does it show like where they've searched already, the areas they searched already?
So he does have kind of a crude map, and it does show that it's, like I had said, it's pretty much, let's see if I can. So they've pretty much searched kind of from the southwest along the river all the way up and immediately to the north. So not that quite that far, but probably about 3 miles out, essentially. The maps, the way the squares are, I can't do it, but
so they ain't searched over this way though.
they kind of searched all in there on the map. So but they haven't searched to the northeast.
Well, maybe we'll try the northeast. What do you say?
Sure.
So, let's see. Melton, so you were reading the book. Why don't you go ahead and give me an investigation roll?
Dropped it in the tower already.
Oh, you're a good man. Thank you. And then, let's see. Oh, Melton, you have the best investigation. Okay, gotcha. So, so Melton, you kind of go through and try to piece together a lot of the clues and whatnot. You feel pretty comfortable that you've really kind of got a feel for all the lore there, kind of try to put it all together. However, it seems pretty gibberish. Doesn't really seem like anybody has a good feel for exactly where it's located at. So not sure that this book, any of the information you have, is really going to help you find the tomb. But you definitely know that you're looking for some sort of small hill that had looks like several trees, and there was one tree that was made like a pitchfork, and that was kind of the marking of where the tomb's entrance was.
So a hill that has a tree, then the tree is shaped like a pitchfork.
Correct.
How hard could that be to locate?
Probably pretty hard. There's lots of hills. There's obviously various trees that are throughout. But that being said, I mean, you definitely could look for it and see if you can find it.
Well, Melton will, as we travel, he'll use his owl to do some long distance scouting for us.
Okay, that sounds good.
Relena is a wanderer, so she can recall generally out of terrains, settlements. So she'll try and maybe based on how the area looks around her, give points on where hills would be or that type of tree.
Okay. All right, gotcha. So from the description that Melton's given her, that he's gotten out of the books and what's written there, she'll be looking for that sort of specific tree or trees that will be kind of a pitchforky type of nature. Unfortunately, she does tell you that she is from the high forest, and she's never been to Lurkwood and doesn't know the trees that are there. Or Moonwood, kind of the trees to the north. But if it's definitely trees that have been from the high forest, she'll be able to kind of recognize that. And so she's kind of helping look as well.
And then Stig will share his information he has on if it was in the Evermoors, kind of hill terrain, and if he's seen any trees like that.
Okay, all right, that sounds good as well.
I must have had a crappy investigation roll.
You had a great investigation roll.
Oh, I did? Oh.
Yeah, it's just the information isn't that great to investigate, unfortunately.
Okay.
Yeah, because nobody there knows really anything. So no, you had a great roll.
Maybe we could get Berlinia. She can become a giant eagle, can't she?
She can't fly.
Yeah, can't
Not
fly
yet.
out.
Well, she sucks.
We won't tell her. We'll keep that to ourselves.
I'll use my owl. I'll tell the owl, and I'll draw a picture of a pitchfork and say, we're looking for a tree that looks like that, owl.
All right, sounds good.
So we're going to look in this area?
Yep, I'll have him fly around that area and see if he sees anything.
Okay, so you guys are going to kind of continue up the road here, I assume?
Yep.
All right. You will get probably to where the fork is in the river. Let me bring your tokens over, actually, so that way you know exactly where you're at. Since you made such a nice token for me.
Yeah, yes. It is a cool token I made for you.
It is, I agree. So you all get to about, right about there where the where it's at. The map's size is kind of big, but and when you get to that point right there, it is getting pretty close to night. You've had your kind of your long sort of walk and whatnot. You've been traveling for a good 8 hours. So do you want to continue to press on, or are you going to camp for the night?
I think we should find a safe place to camp out.
Yeah, that sounds good.
All right. So you all are able to camp throughout the night without any issues. And wake up early in the morning. The fog is quite diminished down in the Evermoors itself, and you notice to the east you see what looks like a castle in the middle of the Evermoors. It's right along the horizon, but you can kind of see the shape of what looks like a castle off in the distance.
Does it look like it's floating?
So tough to say, because it's right along the horizon, but it may be.
How far out?
It's about 11 miles, right along the horizon.
Wow. Well, what do we do? Do we continue on? Check out this tomb?
Well, if it's a tomb, that's a castle.
Or look for the tomb, sorry.
I'm up for either. I'm fine with searching for the tomb or.
Yeah, so we
continuing
search this hex here. That hex there to the northwest.
Okay.
If it's okay with y'all, we'll do that, and then.
I'm fine with looking for the tomb. We really have no reason to go out and investigate the tower unless it's floaty, like a giant, the cloud giant. So I'll keep an eye on that.
Okay, that sounds good. So you guys all continue along the road here. You have not seen anybody on the road, by the way. And as you get kind of right to where you're at there, just where it starts to kind of take a bend to the northeast there, you do see that the castle is in fact floating in the middle of the moors. However, it looks to be quite high, probably maybe a half a mile to a mile up in the sky. It's a large, sort of beautiful castle, and it's just kind of floating there, and has a lot of rocks and whatnot from underneath it hanging down. I think I actually... Oh, no, that's not really a good picture. Not really rocks, but this has a picture of a bird in it, which you don't actually see, but that's kind of what it would look like. You can see that castle that's there, kind of floating. No way to get up to it that you can appreciate. FK 1 sec.
Wasn't the cloud giant that we met named Zephyros?
Yes, he was.
Does it look like his?
It doesn't. It doesn't have the wizard's cap on top of the tower. This is a much different. This is more of a, looks like a large castle. His was just a solitary tower on a cloud. This is more like a castle on a cloud.
Does it look like it's stationary, or is it coming in our direction?
Looks like it's stationary, just kind of floating over the Evermoors right now. That was Zephyros' castle.
Oh, right.
It looks like there's hills out in the Evermoors. Think it could be out there?
There are hills out in the Evermoors. You're right.
You mind checking with your eagle, Milton?
No, I don't have an eagle.
Or your owl?
Yeah, I'll send the owl out there, and I'll send old Hootie to take a look.
Sure. Can I have a perception roll?
Oh, shit. I need a owl sheet, because he's got a
yeah.
good perception.
That's right. He has a perception +3, and he gets advantage. So if you just want to roll an advantage roll with +3, that'll be fine.
Oh, Jesus, that sucked.
I didn't even see it.
I rolled a damn 18, but it didn't take.
I was gonna say because I don't see it on the thing. All right, so the owl does in fact see a large mound which has some trees on it. It's hard to tell from the angle that he's kind of flying and with the trees surrounding it whether there's a pitchfork around it. But he reports back something else that seems very unusual. He sees a large giant with a skull hat, kind of washing through the water there.
Well, I'll tell everybody there's a giant coming. Is he?
And
I asked Al, which way is he traveling?
He's traveling south, and he has the same colored skin that you do, Melton.
Oh, yeah. If he's that color, he's probably a stone giant. I've seen those before.
Are they really tough?
Not so tough. Fire giants are tougher.
Okay, so we have this possible stone giant coming towards us, and we've got a flying cloud castle to our east.
And we got possible mound.
It's going south.
Is it going towards the mound that your owl saw?
He's actually not really near the mound very much. He's just kind of walking by it.
Hey, I say we go to that mound. We leave the giant alone.
That sounds good.
No, those probably have giant problems.
Relena will start ritual casting water breathing.
Oh, okay, cool.
And William goes, but I think there's bounties on their heads.
You would say that.
Maybe we can get 2 owls with 1 stone.
All right, let's go.
Is that as bad as it sounded on my end?
It was.
Awesome. Hey, I'm lizard folk.
That's right.
It sounds like one of my puns.
Role playing properly.
I like it. It's pretty awesome. So you take about 10 minutes. You cast that. The owl continues to watch. You see that the giant sort of stops and kind of looks around a little bit, and he kind of takes. He has what looks like a large, I don't know, pickaxe type of thing. It's not really a pickaxe, like a large axe. And he kind of looks around and spots the tower that's there, and continues to kind of walk around the mound and starts heading more towards that tall castle now. He seems almost lost.
Oh,
dang, Relenia.
Yeah, I was rolling to get advantage. I didn't get it.
Yeah,
but
you didn't
Relenia's gonna hide that.
That cart?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I'm sure we're not gonna get that through the Evermore.
No, yeah, definitely not. So all right, sounds good. So you do that. You cast water breathing ritual cast, right?
It'd be nicer if you had water walk.
No, it doesn't have it. Sorry.
What about Stick? Stick's got water walk.
So he, you guys go ahead and cast the water breathing that you have there. You immediately sort of step into the marsh, and the water is cold. You can feel the water kind of seeps in and chills your legs immediately as you kind of step into it.
Oh yeah, I'll ritual cast water walk.
Oh, okay, all right. How many can you cast it on?
10.
Nice.
Yeah, 10.
Awesome. All right, so you continue. So you've got water breathing and water walk. So you guys are able to walk on top of it and won't get the nice cold water feel. And Barry won't be drowning or melting.
Thank you.
Yeah.
You hate us casting water walk.
We had a lot of water walk in our last, well, 2 campaigns ago, so that's all right. I figured out ways I'm gonna deal with water walk, so it's all good. Okay, so you guys are able to walk on the water there, and I assume you're gonna head out to that mound that's there.
Yes.
All right. So as you are,
Can we try to avoid the stone giant?
sure, if you'd like to. I'll need probably a stealth roll from everybody from the group, and then we'll go with whoever's higher and lowers will cancel each other out. So go ahead.
Well, we got Pass Without Trace on.
You do. That's right. So, but I do think William is still going to be at disadvantage with his armor, but that's okay. Ooh.
Frickin' Stig got a higher stealth than I did.
That's crazy.
Nice job, Stig. It's crazy.
Yeah, well, that's what happens when you roll on a loincloth.
Yeah, well, and you're in your natural environment, which is the swamp, so... However, I would expect you to be swimming, but it's all good. So you guys are able to continue to walk through. You're being pretty evasive, obviously. William still is kind of banging a little bit. Relenia is having a little bit of difficulty, but able nonetheless to continue. You guys do see that the giant is there, and in fact, it doesn't look like a stone giant at all. It actually looks like a frost giant who's kind of mulling about out in the water there, and you can hear some sort of yelling that he's doing and whatnot in the distance. However, you do see the mound that's there. There's a large grouping of trees that have grown in, and it looks like kind of mangroves, so they're kind of reaching down into the water. Difficult to kind of get up into, but you definitely can.
I bet you it's Harshnag.
Does one of them have a fork?
So it's hard to see, at least on these trees. So if you think of, the mangrove trees, they all have those roots that go down. So they all could look like forks upside down, but it doesn't look like they're right side up.
Oh, I thought we were going to a mound that had a right side up fork.
Well, it's hard to tell. I mean, the trees were kind of all covered. There was a kind of a mound that was out there that the bird thought maybe there was a fork, but he wasn't sure.
Okay. Well, I guess we'll head that away. And it's a frost giant. Well, do we understand what he said?
That's a good point, Stig. We are kind of looking for Harshnag, and he's a frost giant.
Yeah, and I think he's yelling to the castle to come down.
He is.
You see him, he continues to kind of to wander about in the water, and he's saying some things, but it's definitely under his breath, or at least maybe in a quiet tone, and you guys are quite a distance away, so you can't really hear him necessarily. But he's probably, I don't know, maybe a quarter mile away or so.
Shall we go speak to him? One of us? All of us? I'll go if the rest of you want
let's go
to
speak
stay.
to him.
Okay, let's do
All
this.
All right. So you guys were kind of investigating the mound. Now we're going to kind of go around the edge. Is that right?
Yeah, we'll go talk to the giant.
All right, gotcha. So as you kind of get a little bit closer to him, you do see that he is kind of taking his axe, and he's kind of swinging it up in the air towards the castle itself, and then kind of brings it down and whatnot. As he turns around, Melton, you immediately recognize this giant is one that you had met before, right? So you remember meeting him down in the Underdark as he was part of a group that was looking to open up an entrance, and that entrance he was unable to open, and you were able to go over and kind of work with your lockpick tools and get that entrance open so they could get back to Waterdeep. And he actually had thanked you when he was down there. I don't know if you remember that at all.
I do remember it now.
Yeah, right, exactly. So so you immediately recognize that this is definitely the same frost giant. However, he looks kind of funny sitting here sort of in water, right? You don't really recognize that, but you don't see any of his friends either. Arcus, who was with him as well, who had was kind of helping him in the Underdark. So he kind of sees you guys walking on the water, and he kind of throws his arms up like, what the, and kind of starts walking towards you.
I'll call out to him and say, "Hey, friend, you remember me?"
He kind of walks and he says, "Small folk, where have you been? Been looking all over for you guys."
I forgot. What's your name?
Harshnag. Nice to meet you. He kind of reaches down and he kind of, as he kind of gets closer, the water's kind of obviously rockets. So you guys are going up and down with your water walk as the water changes height, kind of bouncing up and around. And he finally gets up close enough and kind of kneels down, puts his knee into the water, and reaches his hand out and says, "What's up, small folk?"
Hey, we were sent to find you.
Ah, I was wondering where you guys were. I've been looking for you. I've been all the way down to the Desert Valley. I even went to Golden Fields and came up here looking. They said maybe you were going into the swamp because there was some... Oh, there you are. Hey, lizard guy.
I'll smile.
He smiles back. He says, I gotta be honest, there's not many lizard folk here. I haven't seen anybody.
I was asking about it in Mornbrine Shield, but nobody had seen a lizard folk before.
Don't know where that is. I came up through the hills there.
Man, we're looking for Mornbrine's tomb, too.
No idea where that is either.
Did you see a hill with a fork on it? A tree in like a fork position? 3 arms sticking up?
He kind of stands up and puts his hand up to his kind of this skull that he... Oh, you guys need a picture. It's kind of a weird picture. It's not really completely applicable like ours, but I'll have it for you anyways. So he kind of looks around and tries to take a peek and see, and he's like, nope, I don't see it anywhere.
So why are you looking for us?
Well, I need your help. I used to be with the Force Grey. Well, I still am. I mean, sometimes Larry will call me and I'll have to come help, but they don't really like me in the city very much. They usually say when I show up there's trouble. But anyways, I've been, fighting these giants, and don't get me wrong, I mean, I like beating up giants if they're going to be evil and mean to people, because they have been, but something's going on, and I need a good group to help me out. I heard about your adventures down in Golden Field and, taking out the giants down there. And there's even rumors that you took out Chief Guh. By the way, I wish I was there. That would have been a lot of fun.
That's not a rumor. It actually happened.
I had a feeling. I knew you guys were the ones I was looking for. So I reached out to the Hand of Yartar to see maybe if they had any ideas, and they didn't. But I told them I'd be back down, and maybe they'd have some information when I returned.
Yeah, Simstar Sally said you were looking for us.
Yes. Good old Sally. She's a good lady. She knows a lot, gotta be honest with you.
Yes, she does.
Yeah. Well, it's a little wet here. Maybe we should find some place to sit so we can chat.
Sure. What's up with that cloud, that castle on the cloud over there?
It's one of those dumb cloud giants. I keep telling them to come down here. I wanted to give them a piece of my mind, but they just won't come down, so... I think they're scared of me. Been out there for 3 days. Flew in, I don't know, been following them, trying to catch them, but nobody will come out.
Do you know what they're doing hanging out over the Everlands?
I don't. I have no clue what they're doing here, but it seems weird, don't you think? I mean, they're cloud giants. What do they want a swamp?
Yeah.
Doesn't make any sense.
Maybe we should try that rod again.
What rod?
And William pulls out the rod and goes,
nice rod. So it immediately kind of points over towards Barry. He goes, He kind of looks at you, Barry. He says, what do you have?
I have this amulet that was given to me in the Golden Fields.
Kind of takes a look at it. He says, oh, interesting.
Have you seen it before?
No, never have, but that rod only finds pieces of the Voldanod. Must be part of it.
What's a Voldanod?
The fire giants, they have this large construct thing that supposedly was created that in the past that put them into the place of the Ordning where they were located. They're hoping to, I heard, reconstruct it so that way they can maybe be at top of the Ordning this time.
Did it have a large ring as part of it?
I don't know if it wore a ring. Maybe. I'm not sure. Well, anyways, I guess we can sit here if you want. He kind of plops down into the swamp. The water kind of moves throughout. And he's like, dang, it feels good, but man, it's wet. By the way, how can you guys walk on water? Who's the spellcaster?
Me.
Ah, nice. It's good to have a caster. I always like working with casters. Oh, by the way, I'm Harshnag.
I'm Stig, and
Stig.
this is Relenia.
Melania, nice to meet you.
I'm Barry.
Hi, Barry.
William says, I'm William.
Hi, William.
And Belton waves, he's like, you know me.
Of course I know you, Melton. It's good to see you again, buddy. You still picking locks?
Only when I can.
Ah, all right. Fair enough. I have to be honest, I've had a lot of fun beating up these giants, but this has got to end. I mean, they're hurting you people. Hurting the small folk. Destroying the villages, tearing up the towns. It's not right.
I know, we've ran into quite a few of them recently, just stomping through all of the towns.
Really? I mean, I don't understand why they have no disregard, you know? I mean, or no regard for the small folk. I mean, you've done well. You've not given us any trouble. Doesn't make any sense.
Well, they appeared to be looking for pieces of, what did you say it was? The Voldanod?
Yeah, Voldanod. Yeah, I've heard rumors they're reconstructing it, at least the fire giants I've interrogated. And, yeah, they all have those rods. I just threw them. I figured they were just a stick. But, yeah, so, Well, yeah, everybody's trying to do something, I think. You know, I think when Amanon disbanded the Ordning, all the giants are trying to find a better position.